Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. I'm going to jump in the queue here. And this game must have just started because there weren't any games live a moment ago. It's Vicarin versus Manor Cookie. I think I've played one game against Manor Cookie, maybe? I've certainly heard the name. I don't think I've heard of Vicarin before. What tier are these players anyway? Okay, Manor Cookie, Low Master, Vicarin, rank 46. What's going on here? My first inclination is that it looks relatively defensive because of this stuff. But there's also Fang and Lance-Tooth, which are relatively aggressive things. Like, I feel like Fang behind a grid would be an approach I would like to take here. Like with Pixie as your blue sync, so you don't have to have like a ton of... You're not oh my god, there's Ferritin. That's even cooler. So you can get your grid that way instead of having to like buy a Forge and then buy Pixies. Yikes, yeah, these players are going to make it really, really fast. Oh! The Lance-Tooth and Wall! That is too cool. Is it good? I don't know. I don't know if I agree with these 4 Ferritin sacks. I guess you can turn them into Pixies, like... This is like a Pixie with build time 3 or something. Doesn't seem great, but... Anyway, you have Chew Jeremy. Base +5, 60 seconds. I don't think I've ever actually had Galvani Antima in a game against a human being, but it seems very good. I don't want any drones. I'm just gonna buy 1/1 EE for a while, and then I'm gonna Comet him. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. Yep. And then there's like perfs as a red sync later, which is kind of nice. Do I do this? I can buy 4 more Galvanis and a Conduit or something. Seems good. Right, I'll have 11 bucks and 4 energy. I can buy 4 Galvanis, 1 Conduit, and I guess 1 more energy. I mean, if you get some purse with this, that's going to be pretty good for you, I suppose. But I'm still going to be the one with the Comet, so... I should have checked whether that NG was actually good. It might be that I need the money to build BA next turn, but I don't, so... I only need 1 more NG this turn, but like next turn I'm gonna buy Comet and a bunch of NGs, right? So like I might as well. I don't think I should get a Rhino here. I don't know. Will they click Galvani's? If they do, I'm kind of happy with that, aren't I? Because, like, I think they'd be pretty happy to kill 2 NGs. But the Rhino to absorb just costs me, like, as much as just buying some NGs anyway. Yeah, I think I'd rather just get all the NGs. They're gonna kill 2, but I'll still be... Actually, this, like... I risk emptying the NG supply this way. So let's say I did this instead. Next turn, I expect I'll have 16 bucks. That's 8 more NGs. That's all of them. Seems pretty good. A good ice blade, I suppose. It's gonna make my Rhino pretty irrelevant, but I'll just like kill an NG with it, I suppose. I should maybe get a perf instead of like, or two perfs instead of 3 NGs. That way I like still have red, or I'm not wasting a bunch of red in the future. Right, something like this. Actually, a wall is kind of good since it saves like 2 NGs and gives me a wall. The question is these perfs, right? Like, I'm gonna be hitting for what, 13, 16 damage? Yeah, I think these perfs are more important than like getting more NGs. I don't know. I'm pretty sure we can smack these Tarsiers back into the ground with this. And I really don't want red anytime super soon. Well, maybe what I should do is this. Then I'll have 1 red. And I can buy like a Tarsier with it or another perf. And this way I get a bit more damage. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable compromise. Yeah. Oh! I think you need to kill all the NGs you can. I don't know, but I think I'd rather kill 3 NGs than 5 Galvani's on the Comet turn. I think that's pretty clear. Obviously, I'm not killing the Ice Blade, right? I'm breaching, killing all the Tarsiers and some drones. My actual attack number is 17. This doesn't defend. You could cut the wall, of course, but still doesn't defend. I mean, this keeps you quite a bit of attack, but I have all the tempo, and I'm the only one with drones, so I don't mind having to deal with attack for a little while. How much income will I have, by the way? Like 8, 15? That's plenty to spend like 1 blue and 1 red. I could even spend 2 red if I wanted to like get perfs as soak instead of buying attackers. Okay. So it looks like they're not going to let me get all their drones. Instead, I'm just going to kill most of the Tarsiers and a bunch of the drones. Let's just get another perf here, so that I can get more drones. Yeah. Seems fine. The second perf is a little bit bad. I'll have... Yeah, it is bad. Because next turn I'm going to want to kill, like, Galvani's, I bet. They're going to want to build, like, wall NG with their turn, and then... Actually, 3 attack is really great, because they'll have to hold a drone to keep the wall alive, and then I'll just hold perf and kill Galvani's or something. This is fine. Let me get the wall, huh? Okay. I don't know about that decision. I could buy a Gauss cannon here. I don't think it really matters either way. But this way I'm up to... This way I'm counteracting the Galvani's they're killing. Seems fine. I think this set was just decided by opponent not being familiar with the Galvani Comet opening, or possibly not realizing that that's a synergy at all. Unclear how new a player they are. I mean, I can just keep doing this. They're not really pushing me to do anything more creative. And so, like, I'm not actually super familiar with the Galvani Chrono or Galvani Comet line myself. My understanding of it is pretty basic, which is just like you build Galvani's and NGs instead of building anything else, and then you have a big comet. Right? I mean, I don't know. Doesn't seem especially like a deep understanding or anything. I guess I might as well just do this, right? I'm not using the red for anything, and this is a free Galvani kill. So I don't know what these are supposed to look like in the mirror. I know it's a very, very strong opening. And so any set that it's in is like usually supposed to be a mirror. But I haven't played many such games, so I don't know. I don't know. I'll just kill their attack, their defense, instead of letting this. No, I'll deny absorb. Yeah, I'd rather kill an Ice Blade than kill Wall NG, right? And obviously, Perforator is a nice addition to this line, since it means that like the low econ you're stuck with doesn't require you to also spend red. So I mean, as you can see, I just did some like basically completely mindless stuff. Shift 1 whenever possible, and then like Shift E unless I needed some tech. And honestly, I think I shouldn't have gotten this conduit when I did. I don't know, like, what the plan was there. I'm pretty sure it would have been better to transpose these two NGs with this conduit. It would have gotten me up to 10 Galvani's sooner. The only downside is I would have less green, which, as you can see, I would be 1 less green, right? That was never really a concern. I had excess green forever. I sort of had this vague notion that, like, maybe I would need to force field if they, like, built perfs or something, and I wanted to protect my engineers. But I don't know. That doesn't seem very... Like, if they built 2 perfs here, you could imagine me wanting a spare green to force field with, I guess. And I was thinking perfs here would actually be pretty okay, since like they're chipping away at my NGs. And they're going to quickly want more defensive tech and less offensive tech, right? Get some blue and green in there. I don't know. There's a pretty sad Ice Blade that never got to freeze anything. Wow. But I mean, that's just what happens when, you know, when your opponent chooses a substantially better line, everything you do is just kind of going to look worse. So, like, you know, was this Ice Blade bad? I mean, kinda. Maybe. But it wasn't really important, right? Like, anything you buy would have been bad here. The Ice Blade made me build a wall instead of continuing to absorb on Rhino and getting more NGs. So that's something. But I'm also not sad to have a wall either, so I don't know. And then the cleanup was just pretty boring. So I guess the main question to look at is, like, was there some way to optimize the opening? The obvious way is switching these, you know, this conduit, cutting this conduit and getting like 2 more NGs here. I kind of felt like I needed to rush a bit more because of opponent's tech, but like that doesn't, building a conduit now doesn't actually hurry things up at all. Let's actually look real quick at what it would look like if I had done that, followed that suggestion. I guess I'll build an NG here so that I'll be floating in energy even after building the 2 Galvanis, and like if I happen to have somehow enough money left for a drone, I could build it. But I think I won't, right? I'm gonna be building like CBA, and that's like 15, so there clearly won't be enough money for a drone. So I might as well float this NG and see what happens. I think opponent did this. No, they did this. Yeah, okay. And then we put down this like big old Comet. Opponent got more Tarsiers. And I think another Galvani, right? And like a Forge? Yeah. Because they responded to my Rhino with Ice Blade, so this must have been their turn. Okay. I mean, all these NGs like are not totally necessary, but at least one is. I mean, I guess in principle we could float the rest, right? We're gonna have 25, probably 23 bucks next turn. That's 11 more NGs. That's all of them. I don't know. You don't have to pre-buy NGs on the same turn you buy Comet. People often do because it's like clearly you're gonna buy them. But also here, like there's clearly no advantage to doing so, and maybe you could imagine a universe where I don't want them. So I don't know, what did opponent do here? They got Ice Blade and I think another Tarsier. Yeah, because it had less build time than the others, I remember. Okay. I don't know. Conduit? We just want to see like how this position compares in terms of my side of the board to what happened in the game. And so I just want to make sure I get opponent's attackers roughly correct. I'm not too worried about the other. Oh no, I remember they got 2 NGs so that my Rhino wasn't threatening to kill to turn off a Galvan. I remember. So I think this basically has me just up a gold or 2 compared to the other line, right? In the game, I built 1 perf, and that let me buy 2 NGs more than I otherwise could, right? I mean, so like here, I would have 1 NG left in the supply if I spent as much as I possibly could, and no gold. So let's compare that to the line in the game, right? I got up to... Oh, hang on. I forgot. Opponent actually killed my Galvani's as well. Okay, but it's the same. So I'm up to 20 NGs. And I haven't spent any red. Now in the game on turn 6, I'm at 18 NGs, and I've spent 1 red. So you can see I could do this. I'd be at 19 and have $1 left. So basically that whole transposition, that whole swapping the conduit for the NG, as predicted, it nets a little bit more money because I can buy the 10th Galvani a turn sooner. And the amount that it nets is exactly 1. So basically the line that I took in the game turns $1 into a green. And that's often something that's good, right? Green is usually better than $1. I don't know about usually. In the early game, you know, money is usually better because it's compounding better. But once you're ready to start building attackers, you definitely prefer green. Usually. However, that extra $1 like lets me get another engineer, which is like a health and a damage. It's a very good $1, right? I compensated though by getting a perf instead, which is like 1 damage and 2 health instead of 1 damage and 1 health. And it's permanent damage, of course, so it's better. But like I in the analysis, I could have cut 3 NGs for 2 perfs and been in a pretty similar position and not even had to spend my red on the coming turn. So I think that would have been even better. That's what I get for canceling out of it, but now I gotta go look at this again. I don't know why this is so important. It's not, but... Okay, opponent... Right, did this. And... I'm buying at least 1 NG, but I don't need more. Why does this gold number looks weird? I guess it's correct, though. No! Did I do something different here in this line? Oh, I forgot to buy the last Galvani here. I have 10 energy, but it doesn't help unless you spend it. There we go. There we go, that's their turn. So this is the line that I propose as an alternative, right? It gets these juicy perfs. And say opponent does what they did in the game and like basically just attack my NGs and build wall Rhino Rhino. Like it seems pretty bad, but everything's bad here, so sure, this is what they do. Oops. I get through for 3 drones, which I think is what happened in the game, but I don't have to spend any money on this perforator, and I can buy 3 drones this turn. I don't know. I get myself up to 10 drones and 3 attackers, and I'm floating 2 and 2, right? Yeah. So, well, yeah, 10 regular drones. 3 attackers, and I have 2 and 2 on turn 7. In this turn 7, I have 9 drones, 2 attackers, 3 attackers, I mean, and and I'm not floating any money. So, again, this is exactly... Oh, and how many drones did I get through to? 3. So it's actually exactly the same amount of damage, squeezing in that extra perf, instead of the NGs. Although I could do 1 extra damage if I wanted to, by not buying any perfs. I don't think that would be a good play, but I could do it. If I follow the line where I transpose the conduit and the NGs, then instead of equalizing with this but being plus $1, I could produce 1 extra damage but minus 2 perfs. Like I said, don't think that's good, but I could do it. I think it would be better to transpose those and then just get the perfs earlier so I can buy more drones now. Okay, so something to consider, like, next time this comes up is remember that engineers are good and conduits are bad. Don't buy that extra conduit before the Comet unless there's a reason to. And in this game there was not. I don't know. Opponent could have gotten some perfs and maybe made me want that for force fields. So maybe it would have been okay. I don't know. Anyway, I guess we're done here. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.